here's a really basic diagram that I drew up. We will interpret it real quick and then we will see how it works in action. So first off, this runs off 24 volts DC. This is the power side and this is the comm side. So we have a wire number 1 coming to the stop push button, and then it comes through to the start push button, and then it goes over to the relay coil. And then there's a white wire that terminates back to the comm side. We also have a latching circuit right here. This latching circuit will close this contact and keep this relay energized once we hit start. So once we hit start, this contact closes, the relay stays, coil is going to stay energized. We have another wire running 24 volts to the normally open set of contacts of this relay. It's going to be 11 and 7. That's going to close once that coil is energized. It is then going to send 24 volts over directly to a DC motor. DC motor is going to turn on. There's another set of contacts that's going to close. 24 volts is going to travel through this set of normally open contacts. It is using contacts 10 and 6, and then travels 24 volts, then goes through to a reed switch. This is a normally open reed switch. The reed switch is actuated by a magnet. Each time the motor turns, there's a magnet on the motor shaft that's going to close this reed switch. So the reed switch will close, and each time the reed switch closes, it then sends 24 volts over to an indicating light, and indicating light terminates back to the comm side to complete its path. So we got that quickly explained, and now we're going to see it in action. So here is the setup. We have a 24 volt power supply. It supplies over here. This bank of terminal is the 24 volts, and this bank over here, the negative side, is the return side or the comm side back to the power supply. And I'm using all white wires on the negative side and all blue wires on the positive side. So as we went over, when we hit start, it's going to energize the coil on this relay. The contacts will close. It's going to send power over to the DC motor. The DC motor is going to then start spinning. There's a magnet attached to the motor shaft. The motor shaft reaches the reed switch. The magnet is going to close the reed switch. Each time the reed switch closes, it's going to turn on this indicating light. So let's check her out. And here we have it. The relay is energized. The motor shaft starts spinning. Each time it spins past this reed switch, it's going to close it. The magnet pulls the reed switch close. Reed switch closes, and the indicating light turns on. Very basic, but it's kind of cool to see how it's drawn up and how it works.